My husband and I took a DNA test just for fun. The results came back 99.9% match. We aren't just husband and wife, we are siblings.
Here is how my life fell apart in 5 minutes. Dave and I had been married for 3 years. And honestly, we were couple goals. We were that annoying couple on Instagram that everyone secretly hated because we were too happy. He treats me like an egg. My mother always told me, Sarah, finding a good man in this Lagos is a war. Well, I thought I had won the war. We wanted to start a family, but you know how it is here. Once you pass 2 years without a belly, the aunties start asking questions. They start suggesting prayer houses and herbs. The pressure was too much. So we went to see a big specialist in VI, Victoria Island. We just wanted to run some checks just to be sure everything was okay. Yesterday, we went back for the results. Dr. Charles was sitting behind his desk. He wasn't typing. He wasn't smiling. He looked heavy, like someone carrying bad news. When we walked in, he stood up, walked to the door, and turned the key. Bam! That sound made my chest cut. Why was he locking the door? He sat down and didn't speak. He just kept rubbing his forehead. Dave squeezed my hand tight. He asked, Doctor, talk to us. Is my wife okay? The doctor finally looked up. He looked tired. He pushed 2 papers across the mahogany desk. He said, I have been a medical practitioner for 20 years. I have never had to say this to a married couple. He took a deep breath. You are not infertile. The reason you are having trouble is that your DNA is too compatible. You share the same genetic markers. I frowned. I was confused. I said, English, please, doctor. What does that mean? Are we distant cousins? The doctor shook his head slowly. He looked me straight in the eye. No, madam. You share the same father. The room went dead silent. The only thing I could hear was the AC humming. I burst out laughing. It was a loud, crazy laugh. I slapped the table. I shouted, Doctor, God forbid, is this a prank? Check the file well. My dad is dark-skinned. Dave's dad was light-skinned. You people have mixed up the samples. I looked at Dave, waiting for him to join me and abuse the doctor. But he wasn't laughing. He was staring at the paper. His hand went limp in mine. He whispered, Sarah, look at the results. It's the same. I felt like cold water was poured on my head. The room started spinning. I ran to the restroom and threw up everything I had eaten that morning. I sat on the cold tiles, shaking. My husband is my brother. Every kiss, every touch suddenly felt like death. Then, my phone rang in my pocket. Daddy calling. I answered. I didn't even say hello. My voice was shaking so bad. I screamed into the phone. Daddy, did you know? Tell me the truth right now. Did you know that Dave is my brother?
I drove like a mad woman to my parents' house in Lekki. I didn't care about traffic. I didn't care about police. My head was hot. I didn't even knock. I pushed the front door open so hard it hit the wall. Bam! My dad was sitting in his favorite armchair, watching the 9 o'clock news. My mom was in the kitchen. I marched up to him and threw the DNA papers on his chest. I screamed, Daddy, look at this. How could you? How could you let me marry him? My dad looked confused. He adjusted his reading glasses. He looked at the paper. Then he looked at Dave standing behind me, shaking. My dad's face changed. He looked like he had seen a ghost. He whispered, It's a lie. This is impossible. I watched his face and my heart sank. He didn't know. He started shaking his head. Tears gathered in his eyes. He confessed. 25 years ago, before he became a big man, he had a brief affair with his secretary, Rosaline. It was a mistake, the devil's work. When she got pregnant, she panicked. She didn't want to spoil his marriage with my mom, so she ran away. She changed her name and vanished into the village. My dad looked for her, but he never saw her or the baby again. He buried the secret. He never told my mom. Dave stepped forward. His voice was breaking. He said, "Sir, my mother died when I was 12. I suffered. I never knew my father." My dad covered his face with his hands and started weeping, a grown man crying like a child. He realized that the son he abandoned is the same man he gave his daughter to in marriage. Fate is wicked. Dave and I met at a wedding in Abuja. We clicked instantly. You know that feeling when you just know someone? We thought it was a spiritual connection. We thought it was soulmates. It wasn't soulmates, it was blood calling blood. We all sat there. Nobody could speak. The silence was so loud it hurt. My mom just stood by the kitchen door watching us, tears streaming down her cheeks. Then my phone rang again. It was the doctor. I almost didn't pick up, but I did. And the news he gave me this time, it is worse than the DNA test.
Dr. Charles called me back. He didn't waste time. He didn't sugarcoat it. I am pregnant. Can you imagine the wickedness of life? For 3 years, Dave and I fasted. We prayed. We drank every herbal mixture sent to us. Nothing happened. But now that we know we are siblings, that is when my womb decides to open. The doctor was blunt. He said, "Madam, listen to me. The genetic risks are too high. The chances of this child having severe defects, it's not good." He strongly advised us to terminate the pregnancy, to wash it away before it becomes a person. I told Dave, and that was the end of us. Dave is finished. He looks at me with love, but behind his eyes, there is horror. He feels like he has committed an abomination. This morning, I woke up and saw him packing. He wasn't folding his clothes neatly like before. He was throwing them into a bag like a madman. I grabbed his hand. I begged him to stay. He pulled away. He looked at my stomach and tears ran down his face. He said, "Sarah, I can't do this. I can't be your husband anymore. And I can't be this baby's father. I am its uncle." That word cut me like a knife. Uncle. He walked out the door and left me alone in this big house we bought together. Now I am sitting on the floor, holding a positive test. My heart wants this child. It's a piece of the man I love. It is the child I prayed for. It is my child. But my head tells me it's wrong. It's a sin. Do I keep this baby and raise it alone, knowing the risks? Or do I listen to the doctor and flush everything away? This isn't a story. This is my nightmare. What do I do? The world wanted us to hate each other. They wanted us to feel shame. But we realized we couldn't just turn off our love like a light switch. When Dave left me, I thought it was over. I spent 3 days sitting in the dark, staring at the wall. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. Then on the 4th night, the front door opened. Dave walked in. He looked terrible. His eyes were red and he hadn't shaved. He looked like a man who had been to hell and back. He didn't say a word. He walked straight to me and fell to his knees. He put his head on my lap and cried. He whispered, "I tried, Sarah. I tried to be disgusted. I tried to see you as a sister. But every time I close my eyes, I only see my wife." He looked up at me and said, "I don't care about the DNA. I don't care about the world. I only care about us." That was the moment we made a choice that cost us everything. The night we left, the house was pitch black. We didn't say goodbye to our parents. They were the ones with the secrets, not us. I threw the last bag into the trunk. Dave stood by the car door. He looked terrified. He grabbed my hand and asked, "Are you sure, Sarah? Once we start this engine, we could never come back. We will be ghosts." I looked at the house one last time. I said, there is nothing left for us here. Drive. We drove for 6 hours until we found a small town where nobody knew our names. We rented a small cabin. We lied about our last names. We decided to keep the baby. It was the biggest risk of our lives. The pregnancy wasn't happy. It was terrifying. We spent 9 months holding our breath. I remember sitting in the car after a doctor's appointment. Dave was shaking. He whispered, "What if he's sick? What if he suffers because of our DNA? I won't be able to forgive myself." I didn't have an answer. I just held his hand and prayed. Then last week, my water broke. The delivery room was quiet, too quiet. When the baby came out, there was no sound for 3 seconds. It felt like a lifetime. Dave stopped breathing. Then we heard a cry. The doctor smiled. She checked him over. She said, "He is perfect. 10 fingers, 10 toes, a healthy baby boy." Dave fell to his knees and sobbed. We know that to the rest of the world we are wrong. We know society sees us as a mistake. But when I look at my son sleeping in his crib, I don't see a crime. I just see our family. Dave asked me this morning, was it worth it? Being outcast forever? I looked at our son. Then I looked at my brother, my husband. I smiled and said, we chose us. And I would choose us again.
Was it worth it? Being outcast forever?
I choose you, we choose us. I will choose us over and over again.